Hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Okay, let's get this reviewing going. Continue on. Accel World. Um, we all saw last week's episode, and everyone was like, unfortunately, we're not going to find out this week, or I should say, next week, of the fate of Haru and the gang. So, this one is going to be solely on kuroyukihime. Speaking of, let me actually find out what the name of this episode was. This was episode 18. 24 in total episodes, and this one was called Invitation. Now, the next episode is going to be called Revolution. Invitation. Basically, what went down in this episode was kuroyukihime's there, and she's just ended her transmission with Haru, and she has a friend there, this friend of hers, Megumi. A longtime friend that supposedly kept her in the real world and kept her, cool, calm, and collected. Didn't really, cause her to fret or go crazy with what was going on. And basically, she's there to help her. They're basically having a good time, and she's sitting down after hearing about Haru, kuroyukihime, because she knows something is up with him, but she doesn't want to admit it. So she's like sitting there and saying, 1, 2, 3, counting to 3. Saying that after I count to 3, it'll be over with. And then she's on top of her, Megumi, and she's like touching her boobs and shit. It was like, oh, what are you doing? And then they're just having a good time, and they're resting and relaxing, and Megumi mentions, oh, you haven't been like this in a long while, since the beginning. It all started when you met that guy. So you see what's going on here, and basically, that happens. That's the scenario. And they decide they're going to go to this trip. On this trip, they're going to go to a boat, kayak. Going kayaking, I believe. And she decides not to go. She decided, okay, we'll stay. And then she's rubbing suntan lotion on her. It's like, ooh, what are those scenes? And she screams, kuroyukihime. And then they go back to the hotel. And she's mad at her for doing that. And she's like, Megumi basically, I don't know, my feelings for her as a character, she's hiding something. Just like Chiyuri. Let's, before we continue this review, let's all clear the air, alright? Alright. Chiyuri, I'm pretty sure she's got a very good goddamn reason why she did what she did. And later, not next week, but probably the following episodes to come, we will find out. And I will forgive her, probably. So, this is actually kind of a weird thing. I just want to briefly state this. Almost every character that has done something that has betrayed Haru in some way, I've said to them, fuck you. Or, I should say, go to hell. I told them to go to hell. I hated these characters. I basically told them to go yourself. And this time around, I obviously, because I said that about Taku, I said that about Chiyuri. You know me, but Nomi deserves it. So I'll probably forget Chiyuri. Moving on, though, from that. Megumi's obviously hiding something, and she's like saying how, we've never been able to spend some time together, and I really wanted to spend some time with you on this trip, and so on and so forth. So she's drying her hair and everything, and they're ready to go out. And they're going to go buy souvenirs for each other. Yeah, that's the story there. They're going to buy souvenirs for each other, and, yeah, that's basically what they want to do. Buy souvenirs for each other. And they said, oh, we'll meet up at 4 o'clock, so on and so forth. And she's just going on, kuroyukihime, at some point in this episode, she says she's going to not worry about Haru anymore, so to speak. And while she's doing this, she's ready to go and buy souvenirs for both for her and for Megumi. They're going to exchange souvenirs. Boom! Out of the blue, Burst Link. It just goes right into the world. We go right into Accel world, and Kuroyukihime is like, she doesn't understand what's going on. So we get introduced to two new characters, two new Burst Linkers, I might add. And their names were actually kind of interesting. I like the naming of who they are. We have Coral Mero and Lagoon Dolphin. Now, Lagoon Dolphin is basically this tanned, in the real world, she's this tanned girl with, I think, reddish hair, and she has, her avatar is this blue, aqua blue, metallic, girl, very short. They're not very tall, they're girls, they're not like, so to speak, but she's a fighter, so. And the other one is Coral Mero. The one in the real world, her name is, Lagoon Dolphin is called Ruka, and Coral Mero is called Mana. So Mana and Ruka, they decided to challenge Kuroyukihime, but Mana's not doing anything. Coral Mero, she's not doing anything. It's Dragon, Dolphin, Lagoon. She wants to fight Kuroyukihime. So they start fighting, boom, 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 boom. Pretty interesting action sequences in this show, especially in this scene, because it's like, it's all decrepit, the buildings and everything. When they go into it, it's like Okinawa. You know what I mean? It's really crazy. And these two are actually born in Okinawa. So they have their fight, and Kuroyukihime beats her. It's like, but she tells her, "Oh, you had really good fighting skills. That those kicks you were doing and everything else were very impressive." And saying that, you should get back to the drawing board. And then Coral Mero says, "Ruka, that's not what we came here for. We came here to tell her something." And they're telling her that they want to, Coral Mero and Dolphin Lagoon, I didn't say it was Dolphin Lagoon, is it Dragon Lagoon? Dolphin. Lagoon Dolphin, and they want to meet up in the real world. And they decide to meet up, and they're explaining to her, when they meet up, they explain to her that they wanted to meet. Did they call her like this one word, saying that she's beautiful? She's unbelievably beautiful and everything, and so on and so forth. And what ends up happening is they say their names to her, and she's like, in all my years, she's like saying, "Why would you do that?" Like, because it's like a rule. You're not really supposed to say your real names to people from Accel World. But then she says, "Did your master ever teach you anything notable?" And then they get up and they say, "Rule 1, don't use your accelerated abilities for evil things." And Rule 2, I think they said was, I forgot what Rule 2 was. But there were 2 rules that they had to abide by. In Rule 2, wait, now I remember Rule 2 was. Rule 2 was, don't use your accelerated abilities, don't tell anyone of your accelerated, that you're a burst linker, unless you can 100%ly trust them. That was the rules that he gave them. So then Ruka and Mana are basically telling Kuroyukihime, "Come meet us, meet our master." And she's like, "Okay, I'll do it, but not here, because we can't. I don't know. He's from Tokyo." So the guy that they're meeting with, she doesn't know. She can't just go in there and just say, because it might be somebody that she fought in the past, and she doesn't want to take that chance. So she tells them, blah, 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 saying that we'll meet up at a different time and location. She realizes that it's 4 o'clock, and then, oh shit, she realizes that she's late because she forgot about Megumi. So, what ends on happening is she gets to the hotel without buying anything. Megumi bought something, and she tells her the story that she didn't buy anything for her, and she's crying, Megumi. And that's when they're in the hotel, and they're making up over it and saying it's my fault, it's not your fault. You've always been there for me, Megumi, so on and so forth. And she's like, it's my fault. And then she hugs her and everything, and it's a tender kind of moment going on here. And then what we have is, I believe it's next day. Yeah, the next day, Kuroyukihime bumps into those two little burstlinkers, Mana and Ruka, again. In fact, the thumbnail I'm putting up for this video is a picture of Mana in the real world. So, you guys will see that. So they meet up. She meets up with the girl again. They go into a certain area to burst-link, and what happens is there's somebody watching them as they're going into this building, ready to go in this secured area to burst-link and to meet so Kuroyukihime can meet the master. Now the only thing is she's telling them that you have to be worried, listen to what I'm saying, because they're like, they're from Okinawa, so they don't really, you know what I mean? They don't really get the grasp of the situation. So they go into this one building, they go into this one room to burst link, and then she connects to their connector. They're like, come on, what is this, Yuri time? But anyway, you connect, and then I think it's Mana. She's like saying, ooh, she wants to do this. She's like all schizo. Like, she's not schizo, she's just like deja, like dizzy and stuff. She's obviously having like a high, supposedly. That's what I think Ruka was saying to Kuroyukihime about what concerns Mana. So they go burst link, and they go into the world, and they're finding their master. Their master is actually in a bar. It's like, okay, let's be realistic here. Why are you in a bar? But anyway, he's in a bar. And I'm just trying to find this guy's name. Damn it, I forgot this guy's name. I think his name is Arita. Seiya Arita. I'm not 100% sure. They said his name so quick, I didn't catch it. But he's he's like a drunken old man. His avatar, because they're in the burst link. They're not in the real world when they meet up with him. He's got this weird avatar. He's got like a screw for a head and is red all over. And as they're talking to the master, he's like, "You're just like an old man, you drunken fool." And he's like, "Barkeep, give me more of this." And he's drinking it up, and he's like explaining to him, "Listen, you can't defeat that monster. 2 or 3 people doesn't make a difference. If you don't get a person that at least a level 9 king, or better yet, the Black King, Black Lotus, it's not going to work." And then he's like turning around, and the Kuroyukihime is still saying, "Hey, hey, hey." He sees her, and he's like, "Black King, Black Lotus?" And he drops the glass, and that's pretty much what happened in this episode. Gonna give this a 3.5. It was good, but nothing really happened. I mean, things happened. I mean, you got this interaction between Kuroyukihime and Megumi, and you got this situation where Kuroyukihime is going to be doing something while she's on vacation. So it's actually kind of weird in a way. I don't know if I'll call it weird, but it's just strange how things are turning in this episode. But like I said before, Megumi, yeah, something's up with her. Something's definitely up. it seemed like during the conversation she had in the hotel with her, with Kuroyukihime, it seems like it was like a conversation where Megumi wanted to say something important to her, but she never did. So that remains to be seen. We will see where this goes from here. I mean, it looks interesting next week's episode. Oh, I forgot to mention. The reason why I forgot to mention this, the reason why they wanted her to meet their master was because of a monster that's been going around and killing things and killing animals and so on and so forth. It's actually a burst-linker who controls this monster. It's like this huge, dinosaur thing. It's really strange. In the world. In Accel world. So, yeah, that's pretty much the stick there. Where it goes from here, I really don't know, but this master they have, and I'm sorry I forgot his name, he can transform his form into a bigger form. So he's actually like Scarlet Rain. Yeah. Remember her? That's what he's like. He actually transforms into a bigger robot. Which is pretty freaking epic. That's freaking Jesus. That's epic to me. So, and that's pretty much what we're going to get next week's episode. That one's going to be called Revolution. This one was called Invitation. So, we will see. It's been Bonkai922. Rate, comment, subscribe. And I want you guys, put in the comments below, what do you think Megumi is going to do next week's episode? Because like I said, she's hiding something. She's hiding something. Tell me what you guys think. What is she hiding? Comments below, rate, comment, subscribe. You know the story. I will check you guys later.